Hello friends, my name is Prince Dhawan. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn on document library. In our last videos we have seen creating SharePoint site, setting up SharePoint site on the fly, creating a custom list. Now we are going to see how to create a document library, how to use document library. Starting with document library, if we see any SharePoint site, be it a team site, communication site, or any kind of site template, we do have a default document library available. So in this case, as we saw, this is our root site. So even in case of our root site, we see documents is there, link embedded. If I click on this document, see this document library is already available for us to use it. But even if we would like to set up a new document library, we can do that. Let's dive into document library. So starting with looking at site content, let's look at site content. So we have three different document libraries available by default, which is document library, form templates, style library. We will discuss about these three. Majorly, we will focus more on document library with documents. So these three document library, why we will use document library? The very first question. Document library is intended to store documents. How it is different from custom list? When it comes to custom list, people generally will get confused what we are going to store in custom list and what we are going to store in document library. Let's take a quick example. I have taken document library. In this document library, I am going to upload one file. Okay, before that, let's take it even more generic scenario. Let's go to library settings. I'm going to library setting. This will even help you to know more about document library. I'm creating a column, which is name of the document. I'm just giving one column. That will help you to understand why I am comparing difference, why I'm comparing document library with custom list, and what is the reason which people get confused. So I have added a new column, which is name of the document. Let me push it here. Okay, name of the document is the second column. Let's upload a file. Okay, I'll upload a file. We do have drag and drop option as well, but we'll just go with the uploading a file. Let's take it up somewhere from download something list item.csv. Okay, I have okay. This is empty. So SharePoint by default gives this validation. If we are uploading files which are empty, it will not allow to do that. So I have taken PDF file, so it uploaded. Now in this case, let's look at properties. Okay, I have this file. This file has some content, so we are fine, because of which it has allowed us to add the content. Now, in this case, we do not want to open the document. Where are the properties to add the data? So we have these options available, more properties, title. I am giving title is test document, and name of the document I want to give as Teams quality set document. Okay, so in this case, you see my content has been refreshed. Name is whatever the document name, and then name of the document is team quality set document, what I mentioned. So we can enable disable column similar to custom list. Now let's get on to one test list. I'm going to site content. We created last time one expense list. Okay, I will just add it one item. I'll add a new item. Test again, amount, some amount, expense made on some day. I do not want to keep it. It's okay. Add an attachment. Teams QS. So in this case, you see we have created one item with document and some data around that item. In case of document library, we have created one document along with some data regarding the document. So what is the difference in custom list and a document library? When it comes to custom list, the intention is to store data. When I say data, it is the metadata which we are storing in a list. In this case, you see the major thing is the data. We can have an attachment, that's a additional part add on, but the intention of custom list is only to store data, not to store documents. Why I am telling you, I'll explain in another minute. When it comes to documents, document library, the intention of document library in SharePoint is to store only documents. When I say intention is to store documents, what does that mean? Meaning we have lot of options available related to documents. Like when I select this document, let's see what all documents I have. I have the option to download this document. There we do not, in custom list, we do not get download option because the intention is to store data. There we will get export to CSV because my intention is to store data. That data can be exported to Excel. But in this case, my intention in document library, the intention is to store documents. So obviously I'll get all the option related to documents only. I have option to delete, I have option to download, copy link, share. This is one of the important feature of sharing in document library. We will discuss about this as well. One of the most important, which is my favorite, is version history. What happen is when we edit some document, in that case, version history is very important. See, in this case, I have created a document, then I have added the title, and then I have added name of the document. So in this case, the moment I'll be keep on editing document, it tracks all the changes. One very important and point to be noted question is how many versions we can keep in document library. So in case of SharePoint Online, current limit, because Microsoft is rolling out changes every week or every month. So currently the limit available on MSDN site is 50,000 major versions. So we can enable versioning, and we can maintain major version and minor version. So in case of one document library, we can add 50,000 major versions and 511 minor versions for every document library level documents. So now where we can see those settings. Before getting into those settings, let's discuss little more on document library limitations and capabilities. When we talk about document library in SharePoint, we can upload 30 million items. When I say 30 million items, we really can upload 30 million items. Every item can have maximum size of 15 gigabytes. So now you are really wondering, okay, can we really upload 15 gigabytes one file and 30 million files? Yes, we can do that. And to support that, we last time as well we saw, but again, we can see it one more time. If I'm going to site content and I can navigate to site settings, we can look at storage metrics. We can check. Definitely we need to have the storage to hold those many documents, but SharePoint do provides you the capability to upload 30 million items. Every document can have capacity of 15 gigabytes. This is the total capacity of a document library. Sounds interesting? Okay, let's move on to now few more features of document library. When we look at library settings, So in case of library settings, we do get option to add our metadata along with the document like I did just now for this document library, which was okay. We have added name of the document column. So similar to that, if you really feel that we need to add a lot of metadata to support information of document library, which may help in searching and filtering out documents, so we can do that, because this will really help us in terms of making our search better, because we do have search option at site level. We will discuss in another video, but at this time, if I need to tell, this metadata will really help us in terms of searching, filtering, sorting, and doing a lot of other options. So in this case, we have looked at document library. Let's look at quickly on settings. When I go to library settings, in case of library settings, we do have versioning setting. As I mentioned to you, we have 5,000 major versions available, and we have 50,000 major versions available, and we have 511 minor versions available. We still can restrict it. If we need to restrict, we can say no versioning, we can say create major version, and we can even do create major and minor version. How many number of versions we want to limit at site level, just to avoid people unnecessarily making changes and creating different versions, or we do not want to hold those many versions of every document. I want to just keep 10 latest versions, so that it will be easy for me to find and filter. When I create 10 major versions, so it will be taking last 10 changes. Beyond that, it will automatically start purging old versions. So in that case, it will really help to limit, and usually people will keep up to 100 versions, but still depending on requirement and setting. So there are some other settings like who would see the items and draft items in document library. We do have approvals available, so require content approval for submitting item. In case I am adding a document, but I do not want to get it available immediately to all the site owners, all the site users. In that case, I can enable this option. When I enable this option, then the moment I'll upload some document, it will go for approval. Who will do that approval? Who should see those draft item and do approve? Only users who can approve item are the author of the item. Only user who can edit item, read item. So ultimately, who will do the approval? We can specify here. Now, require documents to be checked out before they can be edited. We can do yes or no. Now, this is one of the other very important feature of document library. If I say require documents to be checked out before they can be edited. So in this case, okay, versioning, create major versions. How many versions we want to keep? Let's keep it at 100. So I'm showing you required documents to be checked out. So this will help to show you checkout and check-in feature. So in case I am editing this document, because in SharePoint Online we have co-authoring feature wherein more than one people can edit document simultaneously. Though we will look that feature in the later stage, but at this time we are looking at checkout check-in feature. So in this case, if I need to edit this document, then it will give me an option to check out. So if I see checkout, now whatever the changes I do currently with the checked out state, this changes will not be available to anyone until and unless I will check in. And if I have checked out, it will not allow other people to do checkout at the same time. So we have checkout check-in facility only in document library. This is another one of the very important feature or difference between custom list and document library. So we can do check-in, we can do discard checkout. We can even set up workflows. We do have out of the box Power Automate available. We have a lot more features with document library. We can see we have download, which is very common. We have a Power Automate option to create a flow on top of document library. We have move to, copy to. We have few other features like versions, alert me, then as I mentioned, checkout. So these are default features. If you want to have more details, or you would like me to create a video on any of the more details about some feature, please comment it out in the comment section on this video so that I can reply you, I can look at, and I can even get the feedback. Plus, I definitely will create a video if you really would like me to create a video on some of the feature in SharePoint as well, not even in document library. So in this case, one of the other very important feature I would like to share is sharing option. When I click on share, I can share this document with anyone, internal or external, within my organization or external to organization. If I am going to share any document to someone externally, in that case, the only prerequisite is the site should be enabled for external sharing, which is available at tenant level, not at site level. So any person who has a tenant administrator or SharePoint administrator can enable sharing option. We will look into that option as well later, not in this video. So in this case, we can see we have option to share it externally. I am just going to share it to my Gmail address. So I am going to put it my Gmail address. So it gives me a Gmail address. Now it tells me a warning that this is outside your organization, but I am fine. Now, what type of sharing I am looking for? Anyone with this link. If I do anyone with this link, if I have forwarded the link, now someone else, the person to whom I am forwarding, that person can further forward it to someone else, and that will become public. I do not want to do that. So people in my organization with the link, no, I do not want to do. I want people with existing access. People who have only existing access can access this document. I do not want to even do that. I want to share it with only specific people, but I want to give them access. Okay, so this will be having specific access. Do I not want to block download? No, I am giving them access to use this document. So this will be available for them to access it. Okay, apply. So now if I click on send, it will send a mail notification to that person who have received this document for accessing. So now one very important limitation here, which people generally ignore it, and most of the people are not really aware. Once the number of documents goes beyond 1 lakh in one document library, my sharing capability blocks. It gives me threshold limit once the number of documents crosses 100,000, 1 lakh. This is one of the limit wherein it has a issue with a unique permission. So if I am maintaining unique permissions and I am sharing one document with someone and my document library contains more than 100,000 documents, it will fail. But if I am using default permission, no broken inheritance, no unique permissions, in that case, it works perfectly fine. You can share any document with anyone. So now there is one more limitation when it comes to sharing documents uniquely. Now, when I'm sharing this document with someone, I'm creating a unique permission. When I am creating a unique permission, the default limit is 5,000. Up to 5,000 unique shared documents, it works perfectly fine. When the number of unique sharing goes up to 50,000, that's a limit. You can share up to 50,000 documents uniquely to anyone. Either document or folder you can share uniquely up to 50,000. Now, just iterating. Now we have to summarize what I mentioned. We have a document library containing 30 million items limit. We can keep up to 30 million items. Next limitation, or I say limit, not limitation, I'll say limit. Next limit is if my document contains more than 1 lakh item. Beyond 1 lakh item, imagine my document library, I have uploaded 1,50,000 documents or 150,000 documents. In that case, I will not be able to broke the inheritance. After uploading 1 lakh documents, I cannot broke inheritance. I cannot even revert broken inheritance to inherit permission. I cannot do that. That's a second limit. Third limit, if my document library contains more than 1 lakh documents, I cannot make unique permissions, so I cannot share document with anyone else. The reason why I cannot share, because when I click on share button, it creates a unique permission. Now, my document library has 50,000 documents. Still, can I share it? There is one more limit, which is sharing unique sharing. We can maximum share uniquely up to 50,000, whether it's a document or a folder, maximum is 50,000. Beyond 50,000, we cannot create unique shares. Hope you liked my video. Let me know in comment section if you like my video. Do subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends who are learning SharePoint. Thank you so much for watching this video.